Hello po! It is Saturday. So, nandito po tayo sa San Francisco. Magpapa-facial. Tapos kaninang umaga, nagpagawa ng mani-pedi. So, yun po, paminsan-minsan, every 2 to 3 weeks yung mani-pedi, yun ang ginagawa ko. Tapos yung facial, maybe once every 4 weeks or maybe once every 4 to 6 weeks. Ganyan po. Pati po yung asawa ko, nagpa-facial din siya. Nagpupunta kami dito sa parehong location, parehong napakabait, napaka-darling na babae. Pangalan niya Amy. So, shout out Amy. We love you and we're very thankful. You're always taking such great care of us and our skin and our spirit when we're there with you. So, nandito tayo ngayon dahil gusto ko may i-share sa inyo. Kanina, nagmamaneho ako, pupunta na ako sa nail shop. May tumawag sa akin, isang best friend ko. Yung asawa niya rin, good friends namin. So, tumawag siya, nagkwento siya sa akin tungkol sa pinsan niya. Nakadiagnose lang ng stage 3 colon cancer. Tinanong niya sa akin dahil nga yung isang very best friend ko, dati kong katrabaho, pero naging friends kami even nung pagkatapos siyang umalis dun sa kumpanya namin, dahil siya namatay nung almost a year and a half ago of colon cancer. Yung kaibigan ko ngayon, alam niya yung kwento na yon. So parang nagtatanong siya lang, gusto niya lang malaman kung ano mo yung mga nangyari, what was the timeline, paano siya na-diagnose, ganyan. So medyo mabigat na pag-usapan, pero it's always nice to be able to remember my friend. At saka it's nice to always kind of be reminded to take care of yourself when you can, and depende sa age nyo po, get a colonoscopy, or if you're not feeling well, you do what you can, either magpatingin kayo sa doktor kung meron kayong access sa ganyan, or at least, ask for some advice, or if you can, even if it's just to going to, friends or clinic, something. So, not to ignore it. Okay? So, I guess, maski na anong i-decide yung gawin, wag nyong i-ignore. I guess, ang parang nakuha ko po dun sa pinag-usapan namin. Just a reminder. Tapos, meron din siyang tinanong sa akin na yung isang apprentice ng asawa niya, nag-make ng mistake. Kind of a big mistake. Tapos, tinanong niya sa akin na kung ano raw ang gagawin ko. Dahil nga doon, alam niyo na, sa trabaho ko, manager ako, tsaka parang mentor, at tsaka talaga I'm responsible for quite a bit. So kapag nag-mistake yung isang empleyado ko, then of course, I have to be able to be involved. Whatever involvement level that is, depende nga. Pero nakaka-stress rin, very stressful yung mga ganyan, nakakapaminsan-minsan you just, hindi ko na kaya, gusto ko nang mag-give up talaga, like bakit naman ganyan, bakit hindi lang, nagmamind lang ako ng own business ko, tapos isang tawag, isang email, tapos bang, ayan na, diba, meron ng iba, meron ng problema, humihingi siya ng medyo konting advice, yung parang kung ikaw, anong gagawin mo. I think I wanna share because I feel like I also always learn when I try to give some advice, na yung sinabi ko sa kanya that, not just to reprimand or discipline somebody, bigyan nyo rin po ng mga advice, ng solution, para hindi lang yung papagalitan mo yung tao, di ba? Tapos in addition doon, dahil nga medyo bata pa yung empleyado niya, tinawagan niya yung nanay ng empleyado niya dahil doon sila nakakilala. Pero bakit? So sinabi ko sa kanya, huwag mong i-bringin yung nanay ng empleyado mo. Bakit naman kung ina-expect mo na maging adult yung empleyado mo, that his actions and reactions are adult, then you treat him like one. Tutawagan mo yung magulang niya, then you're already not treating him like an adult. Sinabi ko rin sa kanya, give him another chance. Everybody deserves that, I think, and I don't think it just means everybody deserves a second chance. I think everybody deserves a chance. Because if you're counting second chance, third chance, ibig sabihin yan, binibilang mo yung mga ilan mistake, yung mga ilan sadya na ginawa ng tao, diba? Kung nagbibigay ka ng chance, does that not mean let's start over? Not that I'm saying forget about what happened, but who you are already means that what happened is a part of you. You don't have to use words and always recall those things and always take the dirty laundry and then put it out on the table. Parang ganyan lang ang isip ko. I'm not sure if that's always the right thing or the healthy thing, pero para sa akin, yun parang ang how I've matured and how I feel like it brings me more peace, let it go. If somebody does something again, okay, then that's also that mistake. Focus kayo dyan, hindi yung, ayan ka na naman, ginagawa mo na naman yan. Dahil ibig sabihin yan, parang in-expect mo na, diba? So kung also naniniwala kayo sa manifesting, it's not that you can manifest the person's mistake, pero baka naman manifest nyo na meron masamang magagayari sa inyo via that person's mistake, right? Or that person's shortcoming that you'll already still holding on to. Bigyan mo na ng chance. Bata pa rin. Hindi ka lang amo, hindi ka lang mentor. You are also an influence. So, maybe this influence could be good and he can learn to, to also maybe in the future give somebody a chance. Tapos yung huling yatang sinabi ko sa kanya na yung mistake ng tao, okay, mistake. But the one thing na pinapakita ng empleyado niya na to dahil gumawa na siya ng different mistakes. Lots of mistakes, but different mistakes. But he's been given a chance again and again. But he keeps coming back and he keeps wanting to try. So kapag parang sanabi ko sa kanya, like his character shows that he can take a punch and he can get right back up. He does not give up if he falls. He does not give up if somebody pushes him. Or he does not give up even if he's not somebody did not push him, but he fell. Diba? Kasalanan niya. Kasalanan niya yung mga ginawa niya. But he does not give up. Maybe that's an important characteristic that you should focus on. And when you're trying to decide if he deserves another chance. So yun lang. I just wanted to share dito dahil nga parang nung binibigay ko sa kanya yung advice na yon, naririnig ko rin parang first time like, oh my God, yes, that's right. Kapag meron nangyari sa kanyan o kaya kung pag meron kang na-encounter na ganyan, tandaan mo yan, ha? Tandaan mo yan mga sinasabi mo. Dahil kasi when you're in the situation of distress or anger or sadness, yung mga decision mo, yung mga natin, at least for me, yung decision or your thought process, actions or reaction, it's also affected by the current emotion, which is of course understandable. Pero kung meron kang privilege and blessing parang nangyari sa akin ngayon, I consider that a privilege and a blessing for me to be able to consider what to do if it was me, but it's not me. Then maybe if it becomes me one day, which I feel like of course it will, dahil nga very similar yung responsibility namin at saka nung kaibigan ko na meron kami mga empleyado, we have to make decisions and things like that. Then maybe pwede kong gamitin yung ganon, di ba? Pwede kong i-apply yung advice ko rin. So gusto ko rin parang i-share dito. Hindi nga yung purple chair natin, but it's the passenger side. So it's, the passenger side of the car while I am oftentimes nag-iisip-isip lang ako habang nagmamaneho ako dahil mag-isa ako. Kapag nagkukumit ako, nagpupunta ako sa mga appointment. Hoy, Muni Metro po. Tignan niyo ako. San Francisco. So anyway, gusto ko lang i-share yon dahil nga moment dito sa buhay ko, moment dito sa gusto kong i-document na yung mga na-experience ko, yung mga na nangyayari sa mga tao na mahal ko, nakilala ko, na kung ano yung pag-aralan ko, what lessons did I learn, diba? Baka one day maririnig ko to, tapos ang iisipin ko, oh my God, what the heck, please, fire him. I hope not. I hope not, because I think that was a version of me in the past that I still wish I documented. It's hard for me to remember, but it has to be, because there were many times I felt like kailangan yung nangyari. So I'm sure ganon yung attitude ko upon that situation. Ay, 222. Yun po, angel number ng kaibigan ko, yung namatay po ng colon cancer. So, okay, end na po tayo dito. I feel like that was a wonderful way to end this sharing moment that I'm having. And yeah, kita tayo po uli, okay? Ingat!